Hello everyone, welcome to my Facebook Live. How are we doing today? Happy Tuesday. Let me pull you guys up over here. Let's see. Make sure I can see you guys. I'm going to share. I've got actually 3 cards tonight, so we're going to get right to it tonight. I had lots of, well, not lots of time, but I had more time than usual to get some cards made today. Let me just share this. So let's see here. Hi Diane, welcome. Happy Tuesday. So I'm going to just get right to it. I'll chit chat while I am working because like I said, I have 3 cards today. So I know it's going to take a little bit for people to pop on, but they can pop on as I flip you guys down. Like I said, I'm going to get right to it today. Let's flip you upside down. See if you guys can see that. Let me just make sure you can see that good. Okay, it looks like it's just about good. All right, so you guys can see my host code. Yes? Yep, there it is. Okay, so there's my host code. So you guys know all about the host code. I will leave it listed in the video description. Hi, Donna. Welcome. I'm getting right to it today. So that is used every time you place an order with me. If your order is under $150, use this host code. This helps me get you guys goodies and giveaways and freebies. So let's start looking at what we're going to be doing tonight. And then I'll talk as we're going. So I'm using this stamp set called Sunkissed. It's in the new mini catalog. I just had to use it. I love the beachy stuff. So this stamp set is a cling stamp set. So as you can see, it's clinging to my stamp case, but it's got quite a bunch of stamps in here. And I love this one. Love you to the beach and back. It has wishing you a sun-kissed nose and sandy toes. Happy birthday, sunshine, and sunny seasons greeting. So you could use this as a Christmas stamp set if you wanted to. I know there are some people who live in much warmer places than me in the winter, and they could use this. So I do have a bunch of products that I'm going to be using tonight. And like I said, I have 3 cards, so I'm super excited. So I'm just going to show you in the mini December 22nd, 2022 catalog. On page 69 is this stamp set. They do give you a couple of ideas that you can use with this stamp set. And you can see this one is a Christmas. They've got the red pearls on there. Not pearls, I can't remember. Rhinestones, red rhinestones on there. So that's a pretty Christmassy one. So Diane, you don't have this one. I don't think, you're not a big beachy stamp person, are you? But let me close my window over here. I think, let's see, did that make it better? That might have made it better. It was very, I don't know if that made any kind of difference, but to me it looks like it's faded on the computer. So hopefully you guys can see me. Hi Tina, welcome. So this is, I just love this stamp set. So again, in the new mini catalog, it is $22. And it does have 8 stamp sets with it, or 8 stamps with it. And so I am using, in all my cards today, I do have dies that I'm using. So I want to show you guys in the annual catalog, May 2022 through April 2023. On page 169 are the start of the dies. So I will be using today the deckled rectangles, and they're on page 170. I'm also going to use, and they are $30. You get 8 of them. I'm also going to use, where are they? The layering circles, these are a fan favorite. They've been around for quite a while and carried over in a bunch of our catalogs. So you ordered them, Diane, the deckled. Oh, I love them. So these guys here, 35, you get 16 dies. They layer with your scalloped. You have the plain circle and then your scallop circle. You can layer them. And then that's on page 172. And then the other set of dies are my absolute favorite, the Stylish Shapes. They're on page 175 of the annual catalog. And you get 15 dies for $30. So if you purchased all of the products tonight, it's quite a bit of products that I'm going to be using, and you would get lots of free stuff. But if you purchase some of the products, you can get free items out of Celebration. And I am actually using a Celebration item tonight. Page 10, I'm going to use the Silver and Gold paper. So some of this stuff, one item actually has sold out so far in here. Where are they? Right here. The Pool Party and Soft Seafoam cards and envelopes. These are no longer available. But as of this video, the rest of the items in here are, you get some items for free with a $50 purchase. That is pre-tax, pre-shipping. And some items are free with a $100 purchase, pre-tax, pre-shipping. So fun time. Celebration runs through August 31st. So let's go ahead and bring in the first card we're going to do tonight. This one here, it's the simplest one out of all the cards that I've done. And this is kind of sort of like what my card classes are like. I used to offer them with a purchase. Whenever you made a purchase, you would get a card class from me. And you would get 3 different designs using the same stamp set, and you'd get enough materials to make 6 cards. So I have 3 different card designs. So this is similar to what I used to offer. And this is the first card. Like I said, this one's so simple. I wanted to show you guys the different ways you can use this stamp set. So let's go ahead and create this one tonight. Diane, you have the paper. Yeah, that paper's pretty. So, and I like, you can see in the background there, I just used it as my background paper. So let me pull out the materials for that card. Got everything already set up over here. Oh, and then on the inside of this card, I did use some of the designer series paper to layer it. You can use, I know a lot of us have little strips of paper like this. Be creative with them. Use them on your envelopes, use them on the inside of the cards, use them on the outside of the cards. Don't ever waste any of that paper. So let's go ahead. You're going to need 2 pieces of basic white. No, 1 piece of basic white. I was confused. I'm like, wait, I don't need 2. The designer series paper is on the other side. So this one here, I thought I would use the gold. So let's go ahead and just, do we want, no, let's do our stamping first. Let's get the fun part out of the way. So you need, for this, out of the layering circle dies, I have 2 pieces here, cut 1 small one, which is going to stamp out the little seagull in here, which is right here. Seagull? That's not seagull. Pelican. Man! Today's a day, let me just tell you. We're going to stamp out the pelican, not the seagull, because there is no seagull in there. And we're going to use, for the ink on this, I'm using Orchid Oasis and the Memento. So let's stamp out our little pelican / seagull, not, on this little circle. And I don't like the way he stamped. His butt is not stamped out, so I'm going to flip that over. And that's the awesomest, one of the awesome things about stamping is you have 2 sides of the paper. There we go, much better. There's his butt now. And then we're going to leave this open. I'm just going to bring in my simple chamois and clean off my stamps with that. See how dirty they are? But the ink stays in here. Now, your simple chamois, if you purchase one, I don't know if I have a new one. Let me see. No, I don't have a new one. But if you purchase one, your new one will be together like that, that's how big your new one would be. And it would be look much more attractive. This one is not very pretty right now, but it'll be a nice pretty light purple color. And I found that when I cut mine in half, they're so much easier to use. So I actually have 4 of them over here I have 2 that I cut in half, so I have a total of 4. So we're going to take this guy off. So if you guys are interested in having a party, I can throw a party for you guys. You can do a online party, which I can do a Facebook page group for you guys. You can invite all your friends, and you can I can do different demonstrations, stuff like this. I can show products. That's a Facebook party. You'll get a code from me, which would be linked to your party, and you would just give that code out to anybody and everybody who shops. And when they place an order, they just have to use the host code that's linked to you in order for you to get the credit on your party. You can also do a party, just have a link, and I can give it to you, and then you can hand it out to your family and friends, whatever you want to do. When you have a party, when you host a party with me, I do give my hostess a present for a thank you for hosting. And then anybody who orders off of your party, I do give presents away. And if you have a Facebook party, I sometimes will do giveaways. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to, I'm not done stamping, to get those free goodies, those free stamps that we know we all want. I know each of you guys that are on here tonight with me has a list a mile long, because I have a list a mile long. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for, there it is, Happy Birthday Sunshine. So before I stamp that, I'm going to open up my Orchid Oasis, and I'm going to take the, the seashells. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. Didn't find them. Didn't see them. There's little seashells in here. They're so cute. And we're going to stamp this out with the Orchid Oasis. So I actually have 2 parties going right now. And when you stamp this out, you want to stamp it closest to the end. And one of the parties is a Facebook party, and the other one is just a link. And the one party is up to $800. She's got like a couple hundred, or I forget how much, 120 or something like that in rewards, and she's got half off items and all kinds of fun things. So, and when you host a party, there's also why did I do that? I need this one. See, I can't talk. Diane, your list is never done. Diane, that's funny. She makes me laugh. She says her list is done. It's not done. It's not done. She'll watch my demos, or she'll watch Deb's demo, and then she'll be like, oh, I'm putting in another order, because I do the same thing. Happy Birthday Sunshine, that's going in the middle. So yeah, so it's very easy to have a party. Oh, isn't that cute? I love that. So if you guys are interested, I know you guys, I have 2 of you guys are on my team, and Tina, she has a party all the time. So you guys are party pros. But if anybody watches this later and they're interested, just let me know. I can hook you up with a party. It's easy peasy. So these are our pieces. We're all done stamping. So now we just assemble the card. Super easy. Let's get these guys glued on. Where is my... So I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal. Yep, Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to glue these right on my scalloped circle. Glue the little penguin up on. Yep, that was the right side. I forgot I stamped on there. I forgot. That's the side without his butt. That's right, Donna. Her list is never done. You're right. that would be like me saying my list is done. So there are your 2 pieces. Isn't that so pretty? That just enough of a little scallop back there. So let's put our designer series paper on the front. I can't believe Celebration is almost half over with already. It seems to take forever to get here, and once it's here, it takes no time and it's over with. So this is going to circle, this circle here is going to lay flat on the front. So this is going to go towards the top. And then this guy's going to go flat on the bottom. So this piece here, this little piece is cut 1 inch by 3 3/4. Ouch. Let's see here. So that will layer up so it gives just enough of a little bit of a border. And then I left a little bit of a border down there. And then the pelican slash seagull, he's going to go popped up. I'm going to pop that guy right up. Him up. Oh, you see what I did? Nobody will notice that, will they? I've got the scallops on. I should have glued them on that side, but nobody will notice. Popping him up right here. Make sure he's not crooked. There we go. And then get these guys out of there. And then on the inside, of course, you want that piece of basic white to right on. So I just cut this 5 1/4 by 4. And it's crooked. There you go. And then I have a little strip of this paper, and I thought that that would be cute on the inside. I believe it's 4. Yeah, 4, and I don't know. I think it's like 1/4 of an inch or something. It was just a little scrap that I had. So instead of throwing it away, grab my tweezers. I'm just gonna put that right on the very bottom. Then it just gives a little pop on the inside. You could also do some stamping on the inside too if you wanted. And that's a little crooked. There we go. And that is it to that first card. This is the No Fuss card. So I have it in the gold or the silver. So I think they both look super cute. So there's card number 1. Let me put that to the side. So card number 2 is this guy here. So this one's a little bit more work detail, I guess. There's some coloring in here. So love that card. Which one, Diane? The first one we did or this one? So this one here, this one's pretty easy too. Let me bring in all the materials for that. We're gonna do our stamping first. So this one does have 2 pieces. The first one, yeah, I like how simple it was, and it didn't take no time to put together. You know, would it take like 10, 15 minutes if that? And most of it was me talking. 2 pieces of basic white, one for the outside, one for the inside. One of them, the outside, is this stamp here. So let's bring that in. Where'd it go? Rays of Light. So this one, I'm gonna stick it on the big block just because I don't want it to stick to my workspace here. And everything's gonna fall. See, told you. Told you it was gonna fall. So I have the largest block. You could also use the Stamparatus to put that one on. The second one too. Yeah, wait until you see the third one. I like, the third one's my favorite, but this one's a close second. I like them all, I guess. So with this, because it's such a large stamp, The larger stamps are always easier to stamp if you stamp on top of them. So what I mean by that is ink it up and then put your paper on top instead of trying to stamp it on the bottom. So, uh-oh, you don't have this stamp either. So I'm using saffron or saffron. How do they say it? I don't know. I'm no good with the names. I mess them up all the time. So I'm just going to take my ink pad to my stamp. I'm just going to tap, 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 tap. Do not drag, tap. When you drag it, it just does not stamp right. It looks weird and it looks messy and it's just not right. So now what I'm going to do is get a scrap piece of paper, because what you're going to want to do is, and you want to try to center it so it's not crooked. So what I like to do is just take it on one end, push down, put my finger on there, and then take a scrap piece of paper and just kind of rub it on there a little bit. Press it down a little. Make sure you get all the sides. And then this will save your hands from getting inky. And then carefully pull up your scrap piece of paper. Uh-oh, why is it turned? Oh, that's not bad. So, and if you don't like it, which I don't know if I really like that or not, there's another side to the paper. So I think I'm going to do the other side because I don't like that. I don't like the way it turned out. I'm going to redo it. Tonight is stamp on the back side of your paper night, I guess. So let's see if we can do this again. Okay. I don't know, I must have moved it or something. I wasn't as careful as I told you guys to be careful. All right, so let's see here. Even pressure. Okay, this one doesn't look like it moved, so just make sure now I'm a little nervous that it didn't stamp right, so all right. Okay, that's much better. And I don't care about that because we're covering that up, but I like that one better. Don't you guys? See how that one turned out compared to that? So, anywho. So then what I'm going to do is take my chamois. That is why they make two sides. That is why. They know I'm stamping and I'm going to mess it up, so they need to give me two sides. Do you know how many cards and projects I've made over the years where it was not my original design or thought, but because I messed something up, that's where your embellishments come in hand. Okay, so we are all done with this stamp. This stamp is really pretty. It's the first time actually I'm using it. I'd seen this when I was looking today. I'm like, oh my gosh, rays of light would be perfect to go with this beach scene. So let me close this up before I throw something on it and it bounces, and you know. So that is saffron that we used. Just set this aside. Okay, so in here I feel like I have ink on my hands. Let me just grab a wipe and just make sure I don't have ink on my hands. I love the baby wipes for this reason. I go through a lot of baby wipes, just keeping them just to wipe up my hands, make sure the ink's off of them. So, and I have them right underneath my desk. I have a little shelf under here. Okay, so there is this stitched shape rectangle. This is the largest out of the stylish shapes, and we're going to do our stamping on that. And in those stylish shapes there are these little banners. This is the bigger one of the little ones, if that makes sense. There's two longer ones and then there's two shorter ones, so this is the bigger one of the two shorter ones. So these are the two we're going to be stamping on, and I'm using Memento because I am coloring with it with the Stampin' Blends. So what am I looking for? I am looking for this set right here. So we're going to use the beach chairs with the umbrella again. And you don't want to press too hard, because some of the corners and stuff in here really soak that ink in. So just nice little taps when you're stamping. So you're going to stamp this closer to the bottom of your square. So if I can see this right. Perfect. It's a little crooked, but that's all right. And then we're going to do the rest of our stamping, which again, we're using the Happy Birthday Sunshine. And tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to use that on my little cutout piece here. Try to get it right in the center. And it's crooked, but I don't care. It looks all right. And then I'm just going to clean these guys off. So if you guys are interested in joining my team, 2 of my team members are on here. I don't think Amy's on here tonight. You guys haven't seen Amy? Nope, just you guys. So 2 out of 3 of my team members are on here. They are awesome. We have such a fun time. They're amazing. They're so talented, and I love our team. It's fun. We just had a team meeting. I had to have a team meeting once a month. If we needed more, we would have them, but we have one once a month, and we go over things, and they listen to me talk, and if they have questions when we're having our meeting, they can ask. So it's a lot of fun. But if you join my team right now, I'm just getting the markers out. I'm getting all the Stampin' Blends out that I need. I'm gonna do that guy. If you joined my team right now through August 31st, Stampin' Up is giving a it's called the Making Plans Collection, and it's a binder, well, planner, and you get all the inserts, you get stickers, you get notebooks, you get a stamp set through August 31st when you join my team. And I'm trying to figure out what colors I used here. And you get that free in your kit. So to join, it's $99. You get $125 worth of product. I think that's all the colors. And you get free shipping. And you get free business supplies. You get me as your team leader. I'm always here for you. So that is fun. You always have access to me. I will, if you have questions, I will also remember your anniversaries and your birthdays. Sometimes I'm late on them. Sorry, Diane. But I do always remember your birthdays and anniversaries. And I send you a little something in the mail. So it's a lot of fun. I love my team. So let's go ahead and start. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to stamp the seashells. I don't know if there's enough room in there to stamp them. So this one has the seashells on the bottom. Let me see. I don't know. There's not going to be enough room on there. You know what? We're going to leave the seashells out. So if you wanted to put the seashells in, you just want to stamp this up a little bit further. So let me just go ahead and color. We are going, thank you, you guys. I love you guys. It's so much fun having a team. I didn't have a team for a while. I'm using light Crumb Cake. And now that I have a team, I'm going to take this off because it gets in the way. It's so much fun to think of you guys and to get together and talk about stuff, because that's the hardest part when you don't have a team and Stampin' Up comes out with new products, or, you know, there's a new catalog. You can't show anybody anything that isn't part of Stampin' Up. So it's like, oh my gosh, who do I talk to about this? So now, you know, we have each other and we can text each other and message each other and share with each other our huge lists of products that we always want and crave. So this is just the light Crumb Cake. I'm just coloring the bottom with that. I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper out to, where is that one? then I took the darker Crumb Cake and kind of colored on the edges here a little bit. Colored the bottom. I don't know, it kind of gives it some kind of shading maybe. And then I'll go back in with the light and kind of blend it in. And then I took the dark Bermuda Bay, and all I did was color in the chair here, not the whole chair. I just kind of colored. There's stripes, and you can kind of follow them stripes. Doesn't need much coloring. Oh, I forgot the Melon Mambo for the hat. So I have light Melon Mambo, and I'm just coloring the hat. Give it that nice little pop of color there. And then what else did I do? Oh, light. Did I do light daffodil? I did not. I did the saffron to match the sun. So I have the light saffron, and I'm gonna do the top of the umbrella with that. And then I have the dark one, and I'm gonna do the bottom of the umbrella. And then you could color the pole, but I know I'll go out of the line, so I chose not to color the pole. I'll just leave it. And then I kind of went and highlighted the little areas here with the dark. I think that's it. Oh, the water. So I have Tahitian Tide, the light Tahitian Tide, and I'm just going to kind of make a water line here. And you might have to go back through and even it up, which I can see right now it's not very even. So you kind of just give the illusion that there is water right there. That looks about good. There we go. And then I didn't like the stark white there. Just doesn't look right. So what I did was I took the Stampin', what are these things called, guys? Blending brushes. There we go. I took a blending brush, and I have the Tahitian Tide, and I'm just going to just go lightly over with the Tahitian Tide here, just to kind of take that stark white out of there and then give it like a sky color, like a, you know, like it's the sky in the background. I think that is pretty. I think that's perfect. And now we're just going to put this card together. So I have the Tahitian Tide as my background. This guy, we're going to use our, there it is, Stampin' Seal to glue that down on the front. I love these colors together, the So Saffron and the Tahitian Tide. It just, I don't know, it just screams summer, and they just pop together. And then this is going to get glued down flat. And I'm going to actually cover up that circle. Maybe move it over a skosh. There we go. And then, oh, that's crooked. Oh, that's crooked. That's the nice thing about the Stampin' Seal, is you can rearrange it before you stick it all the way down. The liquid glue, you can do that too. So there's that. And then this guy here, we're going to pop up on the front of the card. Where's my dimensionals? Like you guys know, I'm asking you, where are my dimensionals? All right, I don't know where I put them. I just had them here. Do you guys do that? Do you guys lose stuff when you've just had it? You're like, oh, crud, where is it? I think, oh, here they are. Here we go. So, take our dimensionals. I know you guys do, because I do it all the time. So you guys must do it too. This is going to go right on the bottom here, off to the side. This is going to get glued on the the inside. Yeah, the colors just, I love the colors of this one. And then I thought it needed something else, so I added a little bit of bling to it with the fine sparkle adhesive backed gems. So I'm going to take the darker blue, the Tahitian Tide color looking ones, and I'm going to do 3 of them, because you never want to do an even number. You want to do an odd number, because it's more appeasing to the eye. And then I kind of made that even with that. Let's put that down there. There we go. And that's card number 2. Isn't that pretty? So, and then card number 3. So there it is colored, and then you have the one that we did earlier. So there's the difference. You can color one, you can keep them plain. So, and then my favorite one, I think, out of all 3 of them is this guy here. So it's a washed out color, a washed out looking one. So I'll show you guys how I did this. I used regular basic white for this one. This one here I liked better. I used the watercolor paper, so you can see it really looks watercolored on there. So this one, I'm going to use the, oh, what is this called? The, oh my goodness, I can't think of it. It's the sparkly, shimmery white paper. It's a little thicker than our regular cardstock. With the regular basic white, this one here, when you do any kind of coloring on it, it can warp and bubble out a little bit. This one didn't. This one's all right, but sometimes they warp pretty good. The watercolor paper would not warp at all, and you can see it kind of holds the color a little better. It doesn't look as washed out. With the shimmery white paper, this is a little thicker and it won't warp, but I think we're going to get probably the same kind of look as that. So we'll see. But the watercolor paper, if you guys were ever interested, it comes in a sheet of, I think there's 10 in here. Is there 10? 10. So there's 10 sheets in here. And it's high quality. It's fluid 100 watercolor paper, and it is in the annual catalog. So let's do our stamping. So what I used here, you guys can see, is the deckled dies. So I used, I don't think this is the largest. I think it's the second largest one in there. And then this is the one just below that. So, and this is Old Olive. So it's going to layer on there. And then I just use Balmy Blue as my card base. So the focal point obviously is this. So this is how you do a washed out. If you can see, you can't really tell that it was stamped. This one you can a little tiny bit, but I'm going to show you guys how you do the washed out. Well, I guess, I don't know what they call it, like the lines disappear. I'm not sure of the right terminology for it, but it's almost like you drew it on there instead of stamping it on there. So let me find that scrap piece of paper again. So we're going to use the big palm trees right now. And we're going to use, is this Crumb Cake? No, it's soft suede. We don't want soft suede. We want Crumb Cake. Let me wash that off. So, Crumb Cake. So you want to get that inked up. And then what you're going to do is stamp this off once and then twice. And then stamp it on your project closer to the bottom. And it should look really light like that. So isn't that neat how this is how I first stamped it and it turned out to look like that. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So easy. Let me just clean up this stamp and get it put away. That's it for, no, that's, I lied. That's not it for our stamping. We just still have a couple more stamps. Diane, guess you need this stamp set? See? See how I am? So this is actually going to take a lot of different colors. So the first one I'm going to start with is Old Olive. So I'm going to squeeze my ink pad so I get a puddle of color down there. I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper over here and my simple chamois. And we're using the, oh, I don't have them out, the not aqua painters, they're not, the water painters. So there's 3 brushes, you fill them up with water, and you use them to paint. So I'm going to use the smallest. There's 3 different tips. There's a small one, a medium, and then a paintbrush one. I'm going to use the smaller tipped one. And what I'm going to do is pour some of the water in here, swirl it around so it gets kind of mixed in there. You don't want it too watery, but you don't want it too dry, if that makes sense. This is going to get rid of all the lines of the palm tree. And you kind of just tap. You don't really want to paint like it on. Like I painted that one, the top there, but then on the bottom you kind of like tap it. That makes sense. And then like the smaller, thinner ones, you can kind of just tap it on there. And you just kind of follow where the branches are, I guess. It looks a lot better when you do the tapping on there. Like I said, kind of gives it a little bit more texture, and it kind of almost looks more realistic, I guess, as a branch would be, leaves or whatever they are. So as you're doing this, the Crumb Cake, which is super light, kind of fades into the green. So that kind of hides your stamping. So you just want to go ahead. This one's going to take the longest to do out of all the cards, but it's relaxing. I like the coloring of it. We'll have to compare this paper with the other 2. Like I said, my favorite so far has been the watercolor paper. And if it gets too runny, too watery, then it'll run. So that's why you want to kind of, you know, not squeeze too much water in there and not pick up a lot of water. So there's your tree, and then you're going to pick up some of this old olive, and you're just going to kind of tap down at the bottom here on this mound of greenery. And the tapping gives it texture. So it looks kind of cool with the tapping, I think. Okay, so that's it for the old olive, I think. Yeah, that's it for the old olive. So you can, what you can do with this is you can close it up and it'll dry on there. You can take a baby wipe and wipe it up. I try not to do the baby wipe. I try to just leave it on there just because that's a lot of good ink for the future. But if you just leave it closed like that and don't tip it upside down, that water will stay in there. It'll dry up. And when you open it up again, it'll be all dried up in there. So now you're going to take your, I use Parakeet Party. I'm going to do the same thing. And before we start to go to work on here, I've got off to the side, I've got my simple chamois. So I'm just going to squeeze this, run a bunch of water out, and then run it on my paper, and when it comes clean, then I can move on to the next color. So again, I'm going to add a little bit of water on here, mix it in there, and kind of do the same thing. Go into the trees, dot it in there. I like these two colors together, the old olive and the Party Parakeet. Party Parakeet? Is that right? That's not right. Parakeet Party. Party Parakeet. They're so, you know, night and day with their colors. You know, one's so dark and the other one's so light and vibrant. They just go so well together, I think. So does anybody have this stamp set? I know Diane does not have it because she's saying she needs it now. Tina, did you get this stamp set? This would be one that you would get if you got these stamps. But you have a lot of beachy ones, so I don't know if you even thought about this set. So there's your trees. So they look really cool. I like the way they look. And then we're going to pick up some more of this green and go tapping it into this hill over here. And that's it for the greens. So, Donna, you don't have it. Are you going to get it now, do you think? So again, I'm using my simple chamois over here. I'm going to squeeze a bunch of water out, and then I'm just going to run the brush out here. It's nice and clean. So I'm going to move on to my next color, which will be the, I'm going to do the Crumb Cake, I think. I'm going to do the same thing, squeeze on here. If you, I know a lot of people, it's hard for them to squeeze. You can open up your ink pad and you can use your re-inkers. Just put a little squirt of the re-inker in there. Just know that it is going to be a little bit more intense. So, but you can use the re-inker to do the same thing. So we're going to pick up some of this Crumb Cake, and this is going to go on the bottom. So when you stamp this, there is a little, if you guys can see on your stamp, I don't even know if you can see it on the stamp. On the cover, you can see it better. There's this line here. That's the water in the background. So don't color there. Stay just below that with your Crumb Cake. And then I just went the whole bottom here with the Crumb Cake. So I had a scrap piece of paper underneath it, so if it comes off It'll go on there. Okay, and then let's close this up. Bring in our soft suede. So there is quite a few colors in here, but it's not bad. I think there's what, maybe five colors. And we're going to do the same thing. Squeeze. You get your thumb in your ink pad. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in the soft suede, and then I'm going to make it a little bit more intense because I'm going to color this tree base here. So I didn't squeeze any water on there. I want to just have it, like I said, really intense and easy to move with my brush. And that's it with that. And then our last color will be the Tahitian Tide. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Don't forget to get that soft suede off of there, because that would not be pretty in your water. And then this is going to, you're just going to pick this up, squeeze a little bit of water in there. I like it a little bit more intense. I like the dark blue. Just going to color in that little area there for the water. And then that's it for the water or the paint brushes here. So I'm gonna just make sure when you're done, squeeze it one last time, get it nice and clean before you put it away. They will stain, the tops of them will stain, like this one here is stained, but it doesn't affect the way they you use them. So the last thing on this is, let me just open this paper. I'm gonna put this on a scrap piece of paper. I don't know why I closed this up. I'm gonna reopen this, and I'm gonna use my blending brush and do the same thing we did on that second card there. I always brush it off the side, and you're just gonna add your color in there so it looks like the sky in the background. I like the way it colored on here on this shimmery paper. It's not as faded as the basic white. I think the basic white is the one that's most faded. The watercolor paper I like the best, but this is a close second. And what I like about this shimmery paper is there is shimmer on it. So you can see in the background it sparkles a little. Like someone took some Winkestella and put it on there very lightly. So I think that that is good. That's just enough blue on there. See it? Love it. And then I brought in the Waves of Inspiration. This actually will go very well with this stamp set. You could use that wave. You can use the pelican in there. But I brought this in just for that little bird. So we're going to take that bird out. And in here, the sentiment in here, wishing you a sun-kissed nose and sandy toes. I love it. That's the one I'm using on here. So let me get my memento. Get this out of the way. Let me get that bird on a stamp because I will lose it. So this I stamped right up in the top right hand corner. And then the little bird I stamped 3 times over the trees. And then 2 times like they're landing. Isn't that pretty? I love that. That little bird is cute. I've used that bird out of that stamp set more times than I can tell you. So now I'm just going to bring in the rest of the card. So this will be glued on top of the old olive deckled rectangle. And then that will be layered on top of the Balmy Blue. I love the colors together. And then of course your basic white. This will go on the inside. So these cards were fairly simple tonight. They're just some, you know, a little bit of coloring. So out of the 3, this is the one with the basic white. This is the one with the shimmer paper, and this is the watercolor paper. So this one looks a little bit more watercolored. This one looks washed out, and this one looks similar to this but less watercolory, I guess. But so it's funny how you use the 3 different papers and you get different you know, outcomes with them. So let's go through and put our cards in here so you guys can see them. First, second, and third. Oop, this was not one. On this one that I created with the seashells, when I stamped the seashells on there, I did put some Winkestella on those seashells. So, but this one I didn't have room for my seashells. So they're 3 cards with 1 stamp set. They just scream beachy feel to them. And if somebody has a birthday, this would be a good birthday card to give out to someone who has a birthday now or in August, or someone who loves the beach. So let me flip you guys up here. Flip you upside down. Flip you up. Not flip you off, but flip you up. All right, there you go. So I hope you guys liked the cards tonight. I had a lot of time and I made 3 of them, so I had fun making them. I love that stamp set, and if you guys order the stamp set and order all the stuff that goes along with it, you'll get lots of freebies. So celebration is only for a limited time, so make sure you guys get your orders in, get your stuff you want, because like I said, things are starting to go. We're out of one already, the seafoam cards and envelopes, so get them in. So all right guys, I will let you go. It's been an hour. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. You guys have a great rest of your week, and have fun with whatever you do. Stay out of the heat tomorrow. All right, bye guys.